To stop a bad leak in concrete or masonry walls or floors, use WaterPlug Quickset hydraulic cement. Mix WaterPlug with clean water only. Add just enough water so WaterPlug is a putty consistency. Do not mix more than can be placed in 3 minutes. At points of greatest water pressure, do not place WaterPlug into the opening immediately. Hold it in the hand or trowel until slight warmth or drying starts, and then press WaterPlug hard into the opening. Exert pressure on the trowel or hand over the WaterPlug for a few minutes until the material sets and active water stops running. Then shave the patch off even with the surrounding wall surfaces. You now have a waterproof patch which will be invisible when covered with ThoroSeal. Some basements have enough water to make even a frog uncomfortable. This little fellow sought refuge inside a hollow pipe which was above ground. To stop water leakage at the junction of a masonry wall and floor, you chisel open the crack by cutting to a minimum depth and width of 3/4 of an inch. Always undercut or cut square. Brush away all the cuttings and dirt and dampen the chiseled opening with a wet brush. Mix a small amount of WaterPlug and force it into the prepared crack, preferably with a rounded tool, and smooth it out, forming a cove at the junction. Then, dampen the setting WaterPlug with the water every few minutes to ensure an even cure. You now have a completely watertight seal. To protect any clean, structurally sound concrete or masonry surface against moisture penetration, the experienced professional uses ThoroSeal, a heavy-duty cement-based sealer which fills and seals all pores and voids above and below grade. It is packaged in dry powder form, so you don't pay for water additives, and is available in white, standard gray, and assorted colors. ThoroSeal is easily applied. The surface to be coated must be clean of foreign matter. Cracks or breaks should be repaired beforehand with WaterPlug. Chips or holes can be repaired with Thorite. Above grade, apply a ThoroSeal base coat with a Tampico fiber brush, 2 pounds per square yard over a dampened wall. After the first coat of ThoroSeal is applied, cover the WaterPlug raggle with a smaller brush. The next day, apply a second coat. This can be brushed, troweled, or sprayed on. After it has been properly treated with ThoroSeal or WaterPlug, the basement is so dry that even the most fastidious, water-hating kitten feels comfortable, cozy, and completely at home there. In addition to waterproofing protection, ThoroSeal provides a colorful finishing touch and interesting texture to any masonry surface. Here we see some typical before and after Thorite and ThoroSeal jobs, demonstrating the versatility of ThoroSystem products on brick, concrete block, and stucco. ThoroSeal will not only make a concrete roof thoroughly waterproof, but will reflect the sun's rays and lower the interior temperature by 15% or more. And as you can see, it is easily applied, and it lasts and lasts and lasts. While green is a beautiful color on a tropical bird, it is ugly, unhealthy, and most undesirable in your swimming pool. ThoroSeal and QuickSeal also have no equal for waterproofing, renovating, and beautifying your swimming pool. You can always distinguish a swimming pool which has been treated with a ThoroSystem application. The water stays in and retains its beautiful, brand new look. On new below-grade foundations where water pressure might be a problem, architects specify brush or trowel coats of ThoroSeal foundation coating because it is compatible with cementitious foundations and will not shrink or peel away as asphalt-based materials do. Where a smoother, finer finish is required, ThoroSeal Plaster Mix is the ideal product for the waterproofing finishing job. To ensure a perfect bond, use 1 part of Acryl 60 to 2½ parts of water, and add the plaster mix until you get the proper consistency. An interesting variety of textures can be achieved by spraying, troweling, floating, stippling, etc. To repair broken masonry, concrete, or even statuary, thorite has no equal. Broken or disintegrated concrete or masonry can be rehabilitated with thorite without the need for expensive formwork. It will repair cracked or broken stucco of all types, or patch concrete pipe and precast concrete. After the surface has been cleaned and dampened, a slurry coat is brushed on, and a trowel is used to hold the applied thorite in place, while layers are quickly built up. As they harden, the surface is scratched, the top coat is applied and troweled into shape. It is then scraped smooth, and a wet brush puts a smooth, professional finish on it. After the patch is covered with ThoroSeal, it can't even be seen, but it's stronger than it was when it was first built. The ideal product for resurfacing a concrete floor or patio is ThoroPatch. Make sure the surface is clean. ThoroPatch comes in a double-packed container. The correct amount of Acryl 60 is in a small can inside. The larger outside can holds ThoroPatch concrete mix. Put ThoroPatch concrete mix into a mixing container first, then add liquid and stir slowly. Do not overstir. Never add any aggregate. The initial slurry mixture should be thin enough to pour. A layer of this mixture is then poured over the surface which is being repaired, and the slurry is carefully brushed over and into the entire surface to ensure a strong, permanent bond. For deep patches, use only 3/4 of the liquid to make a stiff mix, which is the right consistency for deep patches or holes. ThoroPatch has a number of advantages. It's faster, ready for normal use in 24 to 48 hours, or for heavy use within 4 days. It may be troweled in layers up to 2 inches and feather-edged. It trowels smooth, it dries to a natural concrete color with no crusting, and it cures completely.
When the problem with concrete or masonry is water, the answer is ThoroSeal. ThoroSeal is what professional waterproofing contractors have used for 67 years on really tough waterproofing jobs. Jobs like Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water in Pennsylvania that has a waterfall going right through it, or jobs like the concrete riverbeds at the Dark Continent in Busch Gardens, Tampa. Professionals know all about ThoroSeal. They use it more than any other waterproofing product in the world. But ThoroSeal works on easy jobs also. To waterproof your own basement, the first thing you have to do is prepare the surface. This is the hardest part of the job, but it's got to be done right or even ThoroSeal won't help you. Chisel off any excess mortar or dried mortar drips. If your walls have white fuzzy deposits, remove all traces with a hose and a good wire brush. Get your walls as clean as you can possibly get them. Now, punch a weep hole in every concrete block wall. And don't worry if a little water comes through, because the weep hole will keep the water pressure from building up inside the walls you're going to fix. Now, find all the cracks in your basement walls. Chisel back into them about 3/4 inch deep and 3/4 inch wide. Keep the sides of the crack square as you do it. If you have a lot of water coming into your basement, go all the way around your basement and do the same thing on the floor, right next to the wall. Make sure the cracks and holes are clean by scrubbing them with a wet brush. Now, you're ready for WaterPlug. It's a hydraulic cement that expands as it hardens to lock water out. WaterPlug is what you use to fill up all the cracks and holes you just finished making. Then go around and fill up all the cracks you made, except the weep holes. When you mix water plug, only mix a little at a time. It hardens in about 3 minutes, so if you mix too much, it'll be hard before you get a chance to use it. Always trowel back into the area you've just completed, smoothing the water plug as you go. When you get that done, it's all downhill. Mix up a pail of Acryl 60 and water. Be sure to follow the label instructions. Usually, you mix 1 part of Acryl 60 to every 3 parts of clean water. Acryl 60 is a bonding agent and helps ThoroSeal bond better to the wall. It'll make ThoroSeal bond and cure better. Now, add the ThoroSeal. Use a power mixer. If you don't have one, borrow one. It does a better, faster job, even though you can mix it by paddle if you have to. Mix the ThoroSeal until it develops a rich, creamy texture, stiff enough to hold the brush straight up when it's ready. Now you're ready to go. Dampen the part of the wall that you can reach without moving, just enough so that the ThoroSeal flows easily over the wall, filling all the pores and voids. Then, using a thorough beaver brush, trace all the cracks that you've patched with ThoroSeal. Go all the way around the basement, wetting the wall ahead of you, but only halfway up. When there's water outside your basement, the greatest pressure is on the bottom half, so we suggest this as an extra measure of safety. Put ThoroSeal on nice and heavy. Don't try to stretch it by putting on a thin coat. Concrete block is porous, and the ThoroSeal has to fill those pores and bond to actually become part of the wall and keep water out. You can use a thorough broom to apply ThoroSeal too. It just means you don't have to bend over as much. Now go back over the basement again, only this time go all the way up to the ceiling. There are some interesting things you can do to the texture of your wall with ThoroSeal too. Because it's so rich and heavy, you can slap at the wall lightly with your brush to get a stipple texture. Or, if you're really artistic, you can make small circles over the surface to get a fan texture. You can even float it smooth with a wet sponge, or you can brush it out in one direction for a nice brush texture. But no matter what texture you pick, your wall is completely waterproofed. Now you're ready to patch up the weep holes. Mix up a little batch of water plug and fill the weep holes. Don't worry if there's still some water draining out, because water plug does the trick even if it's a fast-running water leak. And then, after the water plug is hard, go back and cover the weep hole patches with ThoroSeal. Now you're done. Your basement is as dry as the rest of your home. Remember water plug and ThoroSeal. When they go on concrete or masonry, water picks a side and stays on it.